About a week ago, I was in a bar with Desiree Nash, Jacob Brown, Phil Wells, and Allison Campbell, and we got to playing 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. At one point, someone jokingly used a river as one of the degrees of separation because Brad Pitt was in A River Runs Through It, and Kevin Bacon was in Mystic River. So I thought, as an extension of that, it would be funny to play the game 6 Degrees of Anything. And in my opinion, this is going to be a game that sweeps the nation. So I'm going to attempt to play the first known game of 6 Degrees of Anything. I got two books here that I'm going to go through and randomly pick out two physical objects, and then through 6 Degrees of Anything, I'm going to connect them together. First I have Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand, and then I have the book Mutant 59, The Plastic Eaters. So I'm going to go through and, let's see, just looking around until I find an object. I mean, you can play 6 Degrees of Anything with anything, but I figure this is the first go at it. I should make it a little easier for myself and use objects. Here we go. On page 331, we have the word desk. He tossed the manuscript down on the desk with a casual, contemptuous movement of his wrist. So I'm going to use desk as my starting point. And from Mutant 59, I'm going to flip through and find an object. Okay, here's the word negligee. 3 hours went by, she got quite drunk on the gin, changed into a negligee, and then burst into hopeless giggles at the theatricality of waiting for a husband to come home with an accusing letter on the table between them. Alright, that's on page 72. So I'm going to go from desk to negligee. And I think the point of this game is to use the whole 6 Degrees. So, a desk is made out of wood. Wood comes from trees, and trees grow in the forest. Owls live in forests. Okay, an owl, in I think the 70s or 80s, there was a TV show called Buck Rogers, and he had like a villain who later turned into an ally called Hawk, and he had like kind of like a hawk-like appearance, and I think Hawk's girlfriend, I'm making this up, but I think she looked kind of like an owl, like sort of like a female owl thing. So from owl, we'll go to Hawk's owl girlfriend from Buck Rogers, and we'll put her in a negligee in the 6th degree. So in the very first game of 6 Degrees of Anything, I went from desk to negligee. Alright, so I have two more books that I'm going to pull objects out of. I have Arthur Miller's The Crucible, and I have Urban Legends, 666 Absolutely True Stories That Happened to a Friend of a Friend of a Friend. So, let's use this one first. I'm gonna, right here, green M&Ms, page 360. Green M&Ms are an aphrodisiac. I guess that's an urban legend. So, that's going to be my starting off point, green M&Ms. And from Arthur Miller's The Crucible, again, I'm using objects because I think it'll be a little bit easier for this maiden voyage of 6 Degrees of Anything. But once you get good at it, you can use anything. Here we go. A cup. On page 55, Mary Warren says, "So many times, Mr. Proctor, she came to this very door, begging bread and a cup of cider." Alright, so we're going to go from a green M&M to a cup. So, you find a green M&M in a bag. You get bags at the supermarket. Okay. In the supermarket, you could buy yogurt. Yogurt is vanilla is a type of yogurt. In an episode of Family Ties, guest starring Tom Hanks as an alcoholic uncle. He tried to take vanilla. He tried to drink vanilla as a way to get his alcohol fix. So we'll go to Tom Hanks after that. In the Last Degree, I'm sure Tom Hanks, at one point in his life, has drank out of a cup. So you can see that from 6 degrees we went from green M&M to cup. Feel free to play this game on your own, or even just send me 2 objects at your choosing, and I'll try to connect the two. Thanks, have a good day.